So I had to get you back. That's all.
I just discovered it today. Because it hurt all week, but I just discovered it today, right now.
Well, you get good at one technique, and so I'd say the coolest thing whenever I was practicing with shin kicks was me and my friends. We all like me and two of my friends. We would practice like every day after school, and one of the guys he did shin kicks, and then we were like, oh, that works really well. Let's all shin kick each other. So every time we sparred, it was just like a battle of shin kicks. So, so for like 2 years, that's what we did. We just shin kicked each other half the time and threw a few punches with it. And so over time, I just got good with it. And then I remember one time I was drinking with some friends, and they ended up, and one of the guys, he was a street fighter in the area, and he wanted to spar me or fight me, whatever you want to say. I think it was more fight because he's a street fighter, right? So he said, come on, let's go. And then I was like, no, I think this is a stupid idea. We've been drinking. So, and then he was like, whatever, and he puts his hands up and he starts to come at me, and then I shin kick him, and he stumbles, and he looks at his shin, he's like, huh? He looks back up at me, puts his hands up and charges me again, and I shin kicked him again, and he kept on, and then he started throwing punches, and they kept whizzing past my head, like an inch or two from my head, and he tried going around me. I stepped over, shin kicked him again, and then after like a minute or two, he got bored and walked off. So at that point, I realized, I guess you could say that I mastered my shin kicks at that point. Being able to do them while I was drinking and things. So I was always pretty proud of that. So if you end up taking techniques and you end up just practicing certain ones, small ones, and you start to build yourself up over time, it really starts to make a difference. Because I'd say shin kicks was one of the first things I did, and then I'd say the next big move that really started to get good was just my left straight jab, and then I started developing other techniques, and then I got certain blocks that were really good for me. I got other types of hits that were good for me. I got other kicks, and just over time, like, the techniques developed because I was focusing on certain techniques over time to get better and better and better. And like one of the things that everyone in class has probably been worried about was like me grabbing their fingers or their hands and trying to do different types of locks and stuff lately. But we've been doing joint locks lately, so it's a big thing. So if you can get good with joint locks, it takes a while, but you can definitely do it. So does anyone have like a move that they've really just got to love doing or anything? Yeah.
Well, I have two.
Okay.
My first move that I really enjoy doing is the roundhouse.
Okay.
And as I got into martial arts, when I started off in karate, then when I finally got into kung fu, I just got stronger, got faster, more flexible, and I noticed my kicks getting much higher. And it was I just started falling in love with it, saw how powerful it was. When I remember going to an MMA gym to work out with a friend, the coach got mad with me because I kicked a dent in the punching bag. But
that's what punching bags for. Why would he get upset?
That's what I said.
You should be happy.
That's what I said. I don't know if he got mad for it. Well, my problem. I didn't have to pay for it.
At least you didn't put a dent in one of his students, right?
What kind of punching bag was it? You put a dent.
What difference does it make? I ain't had to pay for it. Why would he got mad for it?
I would have been upset if you tore my punching bag.
No, I ain't that strong.
And like the stand started falling out.
Are you really gonna yell
that would.
You really gonna yell at somebody who just tore a hole into a punching bag?
The only person I've truly seen do that was Michael John White, and never backed down too.
I might go get a bat or something just to be ready, but then I'll start yelling. So.
But another one that I grew to love and I'm still developing is the butterfly kick.
Okay.
When I was in the long fisted, I was taught a different way. I saw it was 2 different ways to do a butterfly kick, and the first way I learned when I did long fisted, I mastered. But the second way that I'm learning, I'm slowly mastering that style.
Have you been able to actually use it in a sparring or fight or anything?
The actual butterfly kick,
Yeah.
the one I learned in long fisted, I used like once.
How'd that go?
Basically, the first kick, I used it to move his hand out of the way. Then the second kick, that's what I used to connect.
Okay, so he like threw a punch. You went and caught it.
Like his
and
hand,
brushed
his
it
guard
of
was
the way.
out, so the first kick would go.
Oh, I get.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The first one, what I showed you, not the one where you're just flying around like we would see in like a traditional Shaolin Kung Fu. But that one I'm slowly growing to love, and I'm slowly developing and mastering it, especially when you land.
So you brush the guy's guard out of the way with the first kick, and then came over with the second.
Right, you basically,
leg.
or as they would
Okay.
call it, stun them, like surprise them.
Yeah.
It's like what you say with your jab. When you actually throw a jab, yes, you want that power jab like anybody would want, or some people at some boxes call it a stiff jab. Your jab is there to stun your opponent because you're like, oh, then that's when you come in with your power strike.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless if you're an unorthodox, orthodox, or a southpaw fighter, it doesn't make a difference. Your jab is there.
That's one of the uses you can use it for. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like when I did that butterfly kick, when I threw that first one to knock his guard out the way, that was to stun him. Then that second one was left him wide open. That's where it left me opportunity to go for that strike.
Right. Nice. Okay, so any other any moves that y'all have really stuck to? No?
Back fist.
Back fist? Yeah, I've seen you use the back fist a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think you've stuck us all with it at least once. So. It's a good swinging back fist, you know.
He put his hip into that one.
What was the favorite time that you've used it?
Here or in my life?
Just in your life. Like, what was a very memorable time that you used it?
Probably in Wawa.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
With the guy that shot my car.
Oh, okay.
That was the one. That was probably there. Because
Somebody tried to get you in Wawa.
He tried to.
Someone shot my car when I first moved here. He didn't do it. The wife did it. She shot at him and went through the wall and hit my car.
Oh.
So they got arrested, but he didn't get arrested because he was a policeman. So he used to run his mouth to me all the time because he kind of got away with it.
So you back
He
fisted him
was
in the mouth?
really drunk in Wawa, and he came at me, and I stepped aside and back fisted him in my mouth. It's on the footage, but the corporation wouldn't give it to me. I wanted to have it to give it to everybody I ever met in my life. And
They're well, you tell the corporation they're no fun, but for the guy, I mean, you play silly games, you win silly prizes, so that's his fault. You can't be talking stuff to nobody to get upset when you get what you get.
And you know, that goes right back into the story here, right? Because he was a police officer and he was just running his mouth, right?
He had a mouthful of
He was
grapes
off.
he was eating, all drunk, just went everywhere.
Off?
Because I thought
was he off duty? Was he off?
He was already fired. He had like 6 DUIs being
okay.
a policeman.
Wow.
As a
So
police.
But he was still fooling himself,
Yeah.
right? Just like what's his name, Sidgero.
he was.
Story.
It's like, how dare you call the police? I'm like, you shot my car. What am I supposed to do? Just put some
60
tape on it.
DUIs.
Like,
How was he still in the street?
Yeah, man.
We'll just call the guy Sidgero from now on, right? So.
But that goes back to us, all of us being martial artists, regardless, no matter what level you are, no matter if you have no sash, white sash, black sash. One thing my master always told me, and Sifu, I'm quite sure you know about this, you will always and forever be a student.
Well, so actually the way that we wear a sash is with the knot to the right side. It's supposed to, from what I remember reading, it was supposed to be that if you have the knot on the right side, you're still supposed to be someone that's studying, basically. Someone that, and if you have it on the left side, you're supposed to be a master or something like that. So that's why I have us all wearing it on the right side, including myself, because at any point you should always still be a student, because what's the fun of martial arts if you're not still learning anything?
Absolutely.
You know, like, you should always have something more to learn. And And it doesn't always have to be about fighting, right? It like
Martial
you
arts
don't
is-
you
it's
don't have
not
like
just-
right now what we're doing right now. Like this isn't.
It's not just physical; it's mental as well.
Yeah.
It teaches you lessons in life
Mhm.
because just because you learn how to defend yourself doesn't give you the okay just to go pick with somebody just because you feel like you can. One thing is that I also learned from my seafood, and also from you, Joey as well. If you can use your words to de-escalate a situation, that's the best way to be. Or by just simply getting up and walking away.
Yeah, and that's something that most traditional systems should be still teaching. Some of the more modern systems don't, I feel like, but yeah. There's so many things that you can learn from martial arts: the mental side, the physical side, and if you end up running out of physical, I mean, at some point, like there might be a limit to how much you can learn physically. So then it's like you start focusing on mental, and then it starts going to like different types of meditations and about health and longevity, and there's always something more to do in martial arts. So. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up here. So for people that are listening in on this, so thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like or comment. Let us know. Join in on the conversation. Let me know what some stuff that really stuck out to you or some stories that you had. And we'll see you next time.